Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a little different.
Oh.
Yeah, we're turning the spotlight inward. We're actually looking at our own deep dives. Our performance, how you've been engaging.
Okay. Sort of a meta-analysis.
Exactly. Our mission, basically, is we've got all this data, daily stream counts, lists of deep dives, social media stuff, and we want to figure out what really clicked with you, the listener.
Makes sense.
But maybe more than that, see if we can find some, I don't know, universal ideas about what kind of content actually cuts through all the noise out there.
Yeah, that's fascinating. It really is. When you start actually matching up those daily numbers with, which deep dive went out, what the topic
You
was,
see patterns.
you really start to see patterns emerge. It
Yeah.
stops being just like abstract numbers. It feels more like stories hidden in the data.
Okay, so let's maybe unpack this then. First step for us was just mapping out the daily streams over time. And
Honestly. It wasn't some smooth climb.
no, not at all. It was more like a surge, really.
Yeah.
You look way back to late 2019. Feels like ages ago now, right?
Ancient history.
The numbers were pretty low. 35 streams on October 10th, something like that. There were little bumps, sure, like 95 streams one day in December 2019, but kind of sporadic.
Yeah, very hit or miss. Like we were still finding our feet, maybe.
Yeah,
Testing things out.
totally. But then fast forward to 2021. That's where things get really interesting.
Oh, yeah. That's the shift.
We saw this huge sustained jump. By July 2021, the daily streams just exploded. It hit a peak, what was it, 637 streams on July 18th?
637, that's a serious number, especially compared to where we started. A real leap.
Wow, yeah, 637. It wasn't just a one-off spike either, was it?
No, that was the key thing. It kept going.
That high level of engagement continued right through August, September. It showed something had definitely shifted, fundamentally.
Yeah.
So, okay, the growth is pretty undeniable, but the big question we had was, what was driving that?
Right, what was behind the surge?
What content was actually grabbing you, the listener, and keeping you listening? And the data points pretty clearly, doesn't it? Themes around
Cybersecurity.
cybersecurity, hacking, privacy, that whole area.
Definitely. It's almost like you were, voting with your downloads.
Yeah.
Telling us directly what you found important, what resonated.
That's a good way to put it.
And even within those big themes, it's the specific stories that really stand out. Like, remember that anonymous documentary piece, how anonymous hackers changed the world?
Oh, yeah.
That pulled in, 47 streams back then? Which suggests people want more than just the technical breakdown. They want the story.
The human side.
The human side, the impact, the digital activism angle. It's about making these sort of complex threats more understandable through actual narratives.
That makes perfect sense.
Huh.
And then there was that deep dive we did with Jonathan Scott. The title was pretty provocative, something like, Your Privacy in Your Hashtag Human Rights Violated.
That one was huge.
It got over 1,000 streams.
Yeah.
1082, I think.
Wow.
And even something quite specific, like that conversation with the person who got scammed,
Yeah.
was it 15 USD, using NTS, that new transfer system.
Yeah, I remember that one. Still quite niche.
But it still pulled 851 streams. It really feels like these real-life accounts, these personal stories,
Yeah,
whether it's vulnerability or, fighting back, they connect deeply.
absolutely.
Like that hacker from Europe, Alberto Daniel Hill. He popped up in quite a few popular ones, didn't he? Including that very first one, S01E01. The story of the hacker,
Yeah.
insane, unbelievable, sad yet true.
Yeah. Those personal narratives seem absolutely crucial. And if you connect this back to the bigger picture, it makes total sense why topics like, say, the SolarWinds hack really hit home.
Right.
Or all the stuff around Pegasus spyware. These aren't just abstract tech issues anymore.
No, they feel personal.
They're major digital threats. They have tangible, real-world consequences that people are actively trying to grasp, trying to figure out how to navigate. It gives them a framework, maybe some agency.
Right. Big security issues, but with personal stakes. That's the key.
Exactly. And we also saw a lot of interest, interestingly, in the Twitter Spaces content. Remember pieces like craziest Twitter Spaces ever?
Yeah, those did well.
It shows, I think, a real appetite for those live, maybe more unscripted discussions about these really intense topics. There's a certain authenticity there.
That spontaneity, maybe. The sort of unfiltered insight.
Could be, yeah. And even newer things are starting to get traction now. NFTs, digital assets.
Oh, yeah, securing those.
Right, discussions around securing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It shows there's this curiosity about where tech is heading next and, crucially, how you protect yourself in these new spaces.
So if we're talking about combining all these elements, then like the deep insights, the compelling personal stories, building community around complex stuff, one figure really stands out consistently in our data, someone who kind of embodies all these traits. Alberto Daniel Hill.
Ah, yes, Ada Daniel Hill.
The cybersecurity professional from Montevideo, Uruguay. He's the person behind that Twitter handle, @Daniel Hill. Huge online presence, nearly, 47,400 followers?
Significant reach.
And his story, as we saw, was one of our most popular. So let's maybe unpack why he resonated so strongly with you.
Okay. Well, what's fascinating here isn't just the sheer volume of his activity, though that's impressive. It's what it represents.
How so?
Research suggests that Daniel Hill has hosted almost 2,000 Twitter spaces.
2,000? Wow.
And participated in over 3,000 total. He even co-hosted like 207 spaces. That shows a really collaborative, community-focused approach.
It's not just broadcasting, it's interaction.
Exactly. This isn't passive engagement. It's consistent, dedicated interaction. Recent posts show he hosts frequently, possibly even daily. He spoke in 19 spaces just in the last 30 days.
That level of consistency, being present like that, is pretty rare.
Yeah.
And clearly valued.
Absolutely.
It's an incredible level of engagement. It speaks to a real commitment. And it's not just the quantity, right? It's the quality, the connection, too.
That's right. His spaces often involve collaboration with other significant users in the space. People like at Unix Dos, at HackerSoIHeek, at Billy Big Stacks.
Building a network?
Yeah. And his network includes influential figures across tech and security. We even saw someone mention a 4-year friendship that started in his spaces.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah. It really highlights his role in fostering a genuine community, beyond just dumping information.
Connection.
Indeed. And if we connect this back, the quality of his spaces is really clear from the user feedback. People describe them as gripping.
Gripping.
Yeah, and they actively add them to their listen lists. That tells you something about the perceived value, high value.
Definitely.
One user even called him an answer host, mentor, and moreover, friend, which kind of sums up that multifaceted role he seems to play for his audience.
Answer host, mentor, friend. Wow. And the audience size. You mentioned the activity level. What about who's listening?
Well, the average is around 48 live participants per space. Now, that might sound moderate at first glance.
Yeah, maybe not huge numbers compared to some things.
But for a niche topic like cybersecurity on a live platform, that kind of consistent engagement shows a highly dedicated, really valuable core audience. That's a metric that platforms and partners often care about more than just raw reach sometimes.
Right. Quality over quantity.
Yeah.
And the reach goes beyond live, I guess.
Oh, definitely. We've seen posts promoting his spaces get as many as 1,412 views. One did on July 9th, 2025. So there's a significant ripple effect. It shows a really dedicated listener base is being drawn in.
Okay, so the engagement's deep.
Yeah.
What about his style? What makes people describe him as a mentor or gripping?
Well, his hosting approach, what some listeners actually call Alberto style, seems key. He's a cybersecurity pro, wrote the book Log Into Hell, right?
Right.
So naturally, his spaces focus on cybersecurity, career advice, that sort of thing. He's called an answer host, which suggests a very practical Q&A format.
Helpful.
And mentor, which points to an educational, supportive style. But he also uses storytelling really effectively. He turns complex topics into narratives you can actually follow.
Absolutely relatable.
Exactly. And some of his space titles, like Compromiso, Influencia, Commitment and Influence, they hint at deeper, maybe motivational themes too.
Interesting.
So his style is clearly informative, yes, but also highly interactive. It's centered on sharing knowledge, empowering people. He combines that tech expertise with a really accessible, human-centric delivery.
Okay, so pulling all this together, looking at our own data, looking at examples like Alberto Daniel Hill, what does this all really mean for us, for the deep dive moving forward?
Well, it strongly confirms, I think, the listener's desire for actionable knowledge, for authentic stories in this, constantly shifting digital world.
Yeah, it feels like a clear message.
It's like a directive for us, really, to keep exploring the human impact of technology, to empower you with understanding, and to keep fostering these kinds of important conversations.
So less about just passive entertainment sometimes and more about maybe empowerment, understanding the landscape.
I think that's spot on, which actually brings up maybe a final thought here, a provocative one, perhaps.
Okay, let's hear it.
This consistent fascination we see in the data with hacking stories, privacy breaches, digital justice, it isn't just simple curiosity, is it?
Probably not.
It seems to point to something deeper, about the evolving relationship we all have with technology. What does this collective focus on understanding digital threats really tell us about our ongoing search for agency, for control? In a world where those lines between our physical lives and our, well, increasingly digital ones are just blurring faster and faster every day.
It's just we're all just trying to figure out our place in it all. Maybe where those lines are where they should be.
Exactly. Perhaps seeking some kind of roadmap, for navigating this new frontier, trying to define where our digital rights and responsibilities truly lie in this landscape. Something to think about.